Hello there. This is an unhandled fault screen. You've probably seen this screen before. I'm going to show you how to incorporate a different screen instead of this, because I think this is one of the worst things that can happen to a user. They run a flow, doesn't have fault paths, and then they don't know what happened. They see the screen and they have to find out what happened, contact somebody else. All right, so it's not a great experience for users. Instead, you could show them a screen like this. You could even put an image in here. This is just some custom text. And the highlighted portion here is the fault message. And I'm using a variable to input into the subflow from the parent flow. I'll show you how to do that. But this is just a little custom message I made, and you can type in whatever you want your user to see, and then you can allow them to finish the flow or go back to the previous screen if there was one and try again, so that they're just not stuck without anywhere to go. All right, so let's go look at the screen in setup here. So this is the subflow. It's just got one screen, but sometimes I'll put in an action and I'll send an email to myself like this. You can also send an email to other users and let them know that a fault has occurred. You could also put a create records element in here and create a record of the fault. Just keep in mind, if that data element has a fault and it's unhandled, then you'll still run into an unhandled fault. And it could be coming from the subflow rather than the parent flow. All right, so let's take a look at the screen here. In the screen, I'm just using some display text, and I used the user first name and a fault message variable. All right, and then the rest is just a custom message here. 2 buttons so they can go forward or go back. All right, so the fault message variable here, I called it fault message. You can call that whatever you want. Set it for input, and it's of data type text. All right, so once you got to make sure you have that set, because when we go to connect it in another flow, let's open it here. All right, so you can see I've got passing the variable in here from the parent flow. So how I'm doing that is, if I delete this and I go down to flow, I can select fault message. That's going to be the fault message from this flow that I'm running, and I'm going to input it into that variable that I just showed you in the subflow. And that's how I get the fault message into that screen. All right, and then for connecting the subflow to a fault path, you're just going to click on any data element or action element, add fault there, and then you can add in any of these options. So here's the subflow option. I used the subflow, I called it fault handler, there it is. But instead of adding it like that to every path, once you have it in one path, you can simply connect it this way. Click on the plus there, and now it's connected. So anytime this flow runs, if either of these elements has a fault, it will take the path and it will show that screen and handle the fault. So that's how I did it. Let me know if you have any questions and if this is helpful, and thanks for watching.